As people eat spring rolls around Tomb Sweeping Day, we learned a healthy way to eat them. Durban Tzu Chi volunteers visit key recipients in Port Elizabeth and King Williamstown. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In Taiwan, spring rolls are considered a health food as it contains a lot of vegetables. However, from a TCM perspective, the ingredients are mostly cold foods and can cause digestive problems. Therefore, doctors suggest that people eat spring rolls at noon or add chili, ginger, or drink some ginger tea to keep their stomach warm. Meanwhile, since spring rolls contain a lot of soy products, consumers need to watch out for the addition of hydrogen peroxide. Eating spring rolls, which contain peanut powder, bean curds, and a lot of cabbage, is good for our health.
The vegetables are sweet. It does not taste greasy. It's good for our health.
However, since the ingredients are mostly vegetables, from a TCM perspective, these are cold foods, which can cause digestive problems.
After consumption, many people will feel bloated or even experience stomach or diarrhea. It's because the food is cold. Cold food will hinder digestive function.
TCM doctors suggest that people with cold body composition can eat spring rolls at noon. They can also add some chili, ginger, onion, garlic, and drink some ginger tea to keep the stomach warm. Meanwhile, spring rolls contain a lot of soy products, and consumers need to watch out for hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is known as a type of bleach, which can be used in disinfection and preservation of food. It is used in the manufacturing process, but should not be found in the end products.
If it does not contain hydrogen peroxide, it will show the color of the reagent. If it contains hydrogen peroxide, it will turn yellowish when reagent is added.
The higher the concentration, the more harm it does to human bodies.
If one consumes a low dosage of hydrogen peroxide, he will feel sick and want to vomit. However, if the concentration is more than 10%, it might lead to damage of the membrane and even the risk of gastrointestinal perforation.
When picking soy products, people should choose those with clear labels. If the color is extremely beautiful, test it with reagent to ensure food safety. Children's Day can be celebrated in a meaningful way. A group of kindergarteners in Hualien went to Nursing Institute to bring joy to elders. On the other hand, Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital planned a series of activities for the hospitalized children so their pain can be soothed for a while.
As soon as the cartoon music started to play, these children carefully sing and dance with these nursing school big brothers and sisters from Tzu Chi University of Science and Tech.
It's Children's Day, so we want to do something to ease these children's pressure being in the hospital. Also, we want to connect their relationship with parents, so we planned this activity to paint their own recyclable bags.
Picking their favorite colors and painting different pictures like cake, flower, and giraffe. Through painting, they are able to ease their minds. Doctors also prepare some games for children to win prizes, hoping that they can still have a happy Children's Day in the hospital. Here, children are bringing joy to elders in the nursing home.
I feel very happy because they're very cute.
On the other side, children help to clean the garbage near the nursing home and turn clean environment into a game.
We want these grandmas and grandpas to have a clean environment.
I'm happy because these children are the future of our country.
Children bring the gifts and cards they handmade to these elders, making this Children's Day a meaningful holiday of giving and gratitude.
Tzu Chi parent and child class in Taiwan and Malaysia have different themes. In New Taipei City,永和District Parent and Child class focuses on speaking good words to encourage parents to use compliments instead of criticizing children. In Malaysia, the class focuses on training children to think in a positive manner.
Malaysia Tzu Chi chapter is hosting a parent and child class. This year, a businessman who's also a volunteer lent his commercial building space for the class. Therefore, the original 40-people class has expanded to 60.
I feel I should spend more time interacting with my children.
Every class requires parents to participate with the children, and it has changed some people's thought about education.
Before I came here, I just took my kid to learn to respect parents, but the important thing is that now I've experienced the class personally. I've learned to communicate better with my child.
What's the impact of a good word? Parents from a永和class share their experiences.
I feel upset when I say something bad to my child, so sometimes if I change my attitude and use encouragement instead of blame, I also feel better myself.
The theme of the month for永和Parent and Children's class is speaking good words. Through some simple games, parents and children are able to grow together.
I often command my children to do things, so I thought I can make some adjustments. If I speak to her calmly and nicely, she might accept it more easily.
Parents can now witness the change in their children, and the positive power good words bring are connecting their relationships tighter and nicer.
To lift people out of poverty, Tzu Chi Philippines chapter is promoting job training projects. The mechanical operation class students started their internship in the factory. Their diligent attitude has touched the factory owner. Therefore, he has offered them a job before the internship ended.
With some training in advance, the job training class student interned at the factory, and they already became official employees within a month.
I'm very happy that the company is willing to give us a chance to learn more.
More opportunity po para mas lalo pa pong matuto.
Inano ko yung standard nila sa pagtatrabaho.
They can all reach the goal of their work and continue to perform well.
1 month pa lang kasi, umabot na sila sa ganung standard na hinihingi ko.
To change the poverty situation for local families, Tzu Chi Philippine chapter promote the mechanical operation class so that these students can turn their life around and gain more competence.
Product lang na ginagawa namin is hindi.
In the past, I can't sell anything I made, but now I can customize for the client.
Mas kumpiyansa na po ako. Ang galing po kasi bagong skill.
It feels great to be able to learn new skills, especially things you never thought you can do it.
Kaya mo siyang gawin na dati hindi mo alam na kaya mo.
Learning a skill is important as it lifts them out of poverty.
Taiwan has achieved acclaim for its athletes, but few people know the personal adversity and struggle they overcame prior to becoming famous. In our following series, we'll visit different athletes and see the physical training they undertook in school. In the first episode, we're going to look at the Taichung Ho Zong basketball team.
所以就靠着刚才那一球，后重取得领先。28秒，不到8秒再攻击，想办法这波守下来，进了球。
What is faith? Makes you practice under the hot sun. Faith leads us to suffer for a common cause, like a family. This is the Ho Zong High School basketball team, a well-known top team in the annual HBL tournament. However, the few that do not understand that this is a very different kind of team. If you listen to the coach, you will understand.
Those who join the team don't just come to play basketball, as we focus on developing young people and also doing homework before they can even touch a basketball.
They don't have any unbearable training sessions and don't skip any lessons. In fact, playing basketball is just one part of their lives. The coach has even built a library right next to the gym. Study is one thing that the coach works to instill in these young athletes. In fact, these students are also getting a good lesson in moral education.
20 years later, nobody will remember that you were an HBL star. Going to college and getting a job is probably much more important.
Lin Tinghan got a terrific score of 51 on the university entrance exam. and coupled with his performance in the HBL and special admission standards for athletes, he should have little trouble getting into a national university.
During dinner, we do homework all the way until 9 p.m. and then do some review, as I want to study business or accounting or law.
Aside from basketball, they do very well in their studies and are able to get into both top national and private universities.
The team also helps cultivate the young men's personality. Lin Rei Zhao was originally an introverted person, but after serving as captain, he learned how to care for younger members of the team and help build team morale.
We use encouragement and where they make mistakes, and we privately talk with them during our private time.
The remaining time for our practice we will reserve so you can go to the library to study. If you wear the Ho综uniform, it means that you are good in your studies as well as basketball.
While winning is good, it must come second to being a moral person as well as a good student. This is what Ho综High School hopes to teach their members about faith.
Being successful in life is something they can learn from being responsible on and off the basketball court, and is ultimately the thing that we want for these young people.
Durban Tzu Chi volunteers in South Africa visit care recipients in Port Elizabeth and King Williamstown regularly. The journey is more than 1,000 miles, but volunteers have never been discouraged because they always bring expectations with them and return with joy. Let's take a look.
Beautiful singing voice with lively steps, Durban Tzu Chi volunteers have an SOP for their charity visitations. In Kota community of Port Elizabeth, there are many impoverished residents. This woman had an amputation due to diabetes and was unable to work. Volunteers brought her rice to solve her difficulties. Listen to the woman telling her helpless feelings after sickness. Volunteers give her comfort and encouragement.
Don't feel sad because we love you. You must be strong. We're here for you.
Durban Tzu Chi volunteers in South Africa visit care recipients in Port Elizabeth and King Williamstown regularly. Although local people live an impoverished life, but they have a simple heart that's easy to be satisfied. Simple gifts can bring joyful smile on their faces.
And believe everything is going to happen.
Positive thinking brings positive power. On this dark and dry land, the seeds of love are gradually blossoming.
In the aftermath of the Sanchong gas explosion, sanitation workers have been dispatched to remove damaged furniture. Meanwhile, 30 Tzu Chi volunteers will mobilize to deliver consolation cash to the affected residents. Let's join them there. The marks left by the gas explosion are on the furniture and wall. Recording the horrible accident, the affected resident still has fears. The residents are quite worried as they need to repair the places, but they have not been able to clean up the debris. Tzu Chi volunteers have come in the early morning to provide care and assistance.
Today we're visiting affected residents to distribute consolation cash. A lot of people have been affected, including 60 households who have registered with the borough head. We plan to divide into 3 teams today.
The broken glass reminds people of the strength of the gas explosion. Recalling the experience, Mrs. Chen almost broke into tears. Fortunately, the volunteers are there to listen to her.
I was shocked and my son and daughter say the glass is all broken. On that day, my son left his room door open so the gas could flow out. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened.
The investigators are still checking the scene while the sanitation workers are busy moving the damaged furniture. City volunteers will stay by the side of the affected residents to help them get through the tough times. An 86-year-old woman, Ye Xiuchun in Sichuan, China, does recycling work early in the morning every day. She collects plastic bags at a temporary outdoor market, stooping low to collect these unwanted items. Some thought it was strange that she would do such work at an elderly age, but later they learned she has been inspired to help the earth.
These market stalls cover more than 100 meters of dirt roads. Ye Xiaochun is 86 years old, and she stoops over to collect plastic bags. Her actions inspire many. Whether the bags are tied together or covered in sand, she still collects them. Many stalls are inspired to give recyclables to her, and though initially they were full of doubts.
On the streets, they ask me what I'm doing, and I say that I'm doing this out of compassion. They say that I'm too old, but I don't care as I keep doing this work.
Returning home, she lays out all of the bags and even cleans them.
When I watch TV, I doze off, but when I do this work, I can do it till 12 and still not fall asleep, as I think it's strange I'm so happy doing this work.
The old lady treats children like her own grandchildren and even gives out special posters with warm greetings. She is a Christian, but she truly enjoys doing this recycling work on behalf of Tzu Chi.
Being a Christian is good, and so is being a Buddhist, as treating others well is the most important thing.
While she walks slowly and stoops to the ground, she has a rare glimpse of quiet grace, working diligently every day.
Dermatomyositis is an inflammatory disorder which affects muscles and causes skin rashes. In Taiwan, a little girl found rashes on her body and experienced muscle weakness. Then she was diagnosed with the disease. Fortunately, she received treatment in time. Here's our report. When playing on this slide, this 12-year-old girl slid down as if she was falling and scared everyone.
As I slid down, I could not lift my neck and head, and I banged my head against the slide.
In addition to weakness in her neck muscles, she also found that she was running more slowly than her classmates. Then rashes appeared on her body. Finally, she was diagnosed with the rare dermatomyositis.
It is an inflammation of the skin and muscles. Rashes appear on the patient's faces, especially under the eyelid, like an eyeshadow. It is purplish.
People often confuse dermatomyositis with atopic dermatitis. While dermatomyositis patients usually develop rash on their face, around the eyes and neck, atopic dermatitis patients develop rashes around the joints.
The ratio of female to male patients is 2 to 1. It's more common in women over 40 years old. Basically, there are less cases of juvenile dermatomyositis.
In serious cases, dermatomyositis could lead to death. Fortunately, the little girl received treatment in time and is no longer facing the threat of death. After sneezing and coughing, this man in New Taipei City felt like he was seeing stars. His blurry vision led him to a hospital visit. A medical examination revealed that a pituitary tumor was compressing his optic nerve. Here's our report.
52-year-old Mr. Gao sees stars whenever he sneezes, as his condition gradually worsened and his vision worsened.
At the beginning, I would see stars when I sneezed, and after a while it would happen again. When I looked off in the distance, maybe 10 meters away, things would become blurry, and even 3 lights at a stoplight would appear as 4.
After a physical exam, it was discovered that he had a pituitary tumor. The normal pituitary gland is located in the brain and has a size that's normally about 0.5 centimeters. However, Mr. Gao's pituitary gland was some 3 centimeters and filled the entire sphenoid area and compressed his optic nerve. The medical team adopts minimally invasive surgery through nasal endoscope to solve the patient's problem.
This type of procedure could preserve the function and structure of a normal nasal cavity. The damage is also quite minimum, and comfort is improved, as the patient will recover faster.
The growth of a tumor on this pituitary gland could continue, with more pressure on his optic nerve. If people suffer from vision loss or an inability to differentiate color, it's best to seek medical advice as soon as possible.
People are always under a lot of stress, and their lives are always in a hurry, so they cannot find time to slow down and stay calm. Therefore, City volunteers in Bangkok, Thailand, started a sutra copying class with hopes that participants can learn to calm their minds. Let's take a look.
Everyone sits upright before their tables and copies the sutra of innumerable meanings with a brush or pen. This is a sutra copying class in Bangkok, Thailand, conducted by Tzu Chi.
Everyone was able to focus on the moment and apply the right mind and power at different levels.
The students try to focus on every character they write. The 2 students who work as a Chinese language instructors are inspired by the sutra.
This is different from me trying to focus on copying a sutra at home, but I feel this is very nice to be here with everyone and focus on it for a period of time with a serene mind.
I don't think I'll miss this class. I'll definitely come. Why? Because I feel copying sutra is very nice. If they need my help, I'll come. I can volunteer.
Copying a sutra is a convenient way to engrave the Buddha's teachings into one's mind.
The elementary division of Tzu Chi Senior High School, affiliated with Tzu Chi University, has held a fair for students to showcase their talents. At the occasion, students also played games, with many winning the special Children's Day gifts. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.